Just a few days ago, CBS News broke with the audacious claim that White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders is planning to leave the Trump administration at the end of the year. CBS News reports, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders and Principal Deputy Press Secretary Raj Shah are both heading for the exits, according to sources inside the White House and close to the administration. Sanders, who has become a confidant of President Trump since the departure of former Communications Director Hope Hicks, has told friends that she plans to leave the administration at the end of the year. Late-night talk show hosts Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert picked up on the story and ran with it. Kimmel took a more creative take on the reports, imagining how Sanders would act back home if she makes a Huckabee line out of the White House. In a clip titled "Mommin' with Sarah Huckabee Sanders," 3 children, who play Sanders' own, interact with their mom, who responds in bits pulled straight from her press conferences. Trending, Texas high school enforces sick new ban, so outraged students call in the feds, "Can we play on our iPads?" a young girl says. "My guess would be no," Sanders says. "I'll take one last question. But we cleaned up all our rooms," another child says. "I know it's hard for you to understand even short sentences, I guess," she continued, before walking away. "Thanks so much, guys, have a great day." Except Sanders says she has no intention of leaving and she never did. Sanders took to social media to slam yet another fake news incident. She tweeted, "Does X News know something I don't about my plans and my future? I was at my daughter's year-end kindergarten event and they ran a story about my plans to leave the WH without even talking to me. I love my job and am honored to work for at POTUS. Does X News know something I don't about my plans and my future? I was at my daughter's year-end kindergarten event and they ran a story about my plans to leave the WH without even talking to me. I love my job and am honored to work for at POTUS." Sarah Sanders, at PressSec, June 14, 2018. President Donald Trump reiterated that sentiment, delivering glowing praise to Sanders during a recent interview on Fox and Friends, calling her a very talented person. When asked directly about the possibility of Sanders leaving the White House, President Trump stated that everyone eventually leaves, but that Sanders was not currently planning to do so. President Trump stated in response, "I don't think so. And look, at a certain point, everyone sort of leaves, you have to leave. I'm sort of just staying, I'm like a ship, just keep going. But Sarah loves this job, and she's announced not with me. I read the same report. Somebody put it out, I think it was CBS, which he said is a false report. It's fake news. But at some point, I'm sure she will leave, like everybody leaves, and we'll get somebody else." Sarah has done a fantastic job. I don't think she's leaving. In fact, she was very insulted that they came out and said that. So, I don't think she's leaving. Sanders is best known to the American public for running the White House Daily Briefing. Sanders fields questions from the press in a televised performance in which, without so much as raising her voice, she manages to deflect questions, flatly contradict fallacy and fake news, and throw a wet blanket over the mainstream media propagandists with the countless fires they create in their attempts to tear down the Trump administration. From all reports, President Trump has grown to trust and like Sanders immensely, thanks in no small part to her unwavering, relentless advocacy on his behalf. Known for her no-nonsense, direct approach, Sanders does not suffer fools. Bred in politics from the cradle as the daughter of former Arkansas governor and two-time presidential candidate Mike Huckabee, she also served as the field director for her father's 2002 gubernatorial re-election campaign. Additionally, she was also the national political director for his 2008 presidential campaign and headed his 2016 presidential bid. Mike Huckabee told Fox News of his daughter, when speaking of her formative years, "I always say that when most kids are 7 or 8 years old out jumping rope, she was sitting at the kitchen table listening to political commentators analyze poll results." Following Huckabee's choice to withdraw from the 2016 Republican primary race in February 2016, Sanders then signed on as a senior advisor to the Trump campaign. She later would become a frequent spokesperson. She also served as the principal deputy press secretary at the White House and then for a time shared press briefing responsibilities with press secretary Sean Spicer before eventually being rewarded with the position as her own upon Spicer's resignation. Business Insider stated of Sanders, her work on several Republican politicians' campaigns landed her on Time's 40 Under 40 list in 2010, alongside other top political minds, including Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin and Nick Ayers, who was selected this week to be Vice President Mike Pence's chief of staff. In her Time interview, Sanders called her father her political inspiration and praised President Barack Obama for addressing what she said was the most overlooked issue facing the nation: kids who are victims of broken families.